Hey everyone, and welcome to the video. I'm Sally Hand, and today I'm here to share with you 5 easy and affordable swaps you can make to help detoxify your kitchen. On an everyday basis, we're all exposed to thousands and thousands of chemicals that, while often in products that we think to be beneficial, can actually be detrimental to our health. This information can be overwhelming, and I know for myself, learning more, it can be very scary. Like, what the heck am I supposed to do about this? But thankfully, we don't need to completely overhaul everything. The best thing we can really do is make small swaps with things that we are using every single day to help decrease the load of these toxins that we are exposed to. So without further ado, we're gonna get right into it. Here's 5 easy and affordable tips to help you detoxify your kitchen.
Tip number 1 is to swap out your multipurpose cleaner. Many household cleaners include substances such as butoxyethanol, a glycol ether, which contributes to, among other things, severe liver and kidney damage, and ammonia, which can contribute to a whole host of cardiovascular issues. My favorite non-toxic cleaner is super easy to make and can be done with only 3 ingredients. I've got a 16-ounce spray bottle here, and I'm adding about 3/4 of a cup of white vinegar and 1 cup of water. Then I'm gonna add about 2 teaspoons of dish detergent. And here's the thing, you can absolutely stop here and you'll have an awesome cleaner on hand, but I'm gonna go ahead and add some essential oils for additional antimicrobial properties. I add about 10 drops of sweet orange, 10 drops of lemon, 20 drops of eucalyptus, and 30 drops of tea tree oil. Just one thing to bear in mind is that you'll probably want to wipe down any surfaces that are going to be in direct contact with food with just a damp cloth afterwards to prevent the oils from getting into your food. Now, I myself am not an essential oil expert, but my mom is very much so, and she does say that quality absolutely matters. So I know there are a number of good brands, but I will link the one that I use and that she has pointed me towards in the description of this video. Tip number 2 is to swap out your plastic cooking utensils and cutting boards for wood, metal, rubber, and silicone. Granted, the jury is not entirely out about silicone, but it's generally considered far preferable over standard plastic cooking utensils, particularly when extreme temperatures are involved. Not only are these alternatives less likely to leach toxic chemicals into your food, they add a beautiful touch to the kitchen. In these clips, you can see I am conditioning some of my wooden utensils to keep them sealed and looking nice. To do this, all you're going to do is buff some butcher block conditioner into the dry wood and let it sit overnight before using again. Got this butcher block conditioner at Lowe's Hardware, but you can get it at just about any store of that variety, and a non-sticky vegetable oil will also work well. Tip number 3 is to make your own sink cleaner. Literally all you need for this is baking soda. You can completely leave it at that, but I do choose to add about 20 drops of peppermint essential oil and 10 drops of lemon essential oil, and that's just to the full container of baking soda. And I do this because these make it smell really nice and brighten up the kitchen, and again, they provide some additional antimicrobial oomph, we shall say. But these oils are completely optional. Just stir to thoroughly incorporate, give your sink a good sprinkle, scrub, and rinse. I use this in place of Comet and other sink cleaners of that sort, but baking soda on its own can also take the place of oven cleaner, which usually contains chemicals such as sodium hydroxide, aka lye, and ethylene glycol. Look nice and shiny. Tip number 4 is short and sweet, and that is just to switch out your plastic food storage containers for glass and your Ziploc bags for non-toxic reusable silicone when it's feasible. Numerous articles have shown that certain chemicals in plastic can leach out of food containers and into the food that we're eating. The issue is amplified when heat is involved, so at the very least, it's best to remove food from plastic containers before reheating it. I will link some affordable food storage bags and containers in the description, and I will also link an article or so on this plastic leaching so you can get a little bit more evidence behind it if you would like. My last tip is to trade your nonstick cookware for cast iron. Put simply, most nonstick coatings contain a group of substances referred to as PFAs, which are suspected carcinogens linked to certain kinds of cancer, endocrine disruption, infertility, and thyroid disease with exposure over time. My favorite alternative is well-seasoned cast iron. The trick is not washing it with soap when possible. Just wipe your skillet with a dry paper towel. But if it needs a little bit more elbow grease, you can use hot water and a good scrub brush. The only instance in which you are going to use soap is if something is so stuck on there that there is no other alternative, and or when you are looking to re-season. In which case you are going to scrub that pot with soapy water as thoroughly as you can. Make sure you get any junk off it. Give it a very thorough rinse, and then you want to make sure it is completely dry. Next, we are going to add just a little bit of vegetable oil to that pan, and with a cloth that we're okay with getting dirty, we're going to buff the oil into the pan as well as we can. This step on its own is something I recommend doing after each time you scrub it out, even without soap, to maintain a good season. Then we're going to go ahead and turn the oven on to between 450 and 500 degrees. Open it up, pop that pan right on in there. I forgot to do it this time, but ideally you're going to flip it upside down, and you want to let it hang out in there for at least an hour.
Well, everyone, that is it. Thanks so much for watching, and let me know in the comments below what other swaps you have made to help detoxify your kitchen and home as a whole. It would mean a lot and be a huge help if you would give this video a thumbs up and hit that little subscribe button. But yeah, that's it. Until next time.